Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Journey to Happiness. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I would love for you to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So, today I want to talk about not letting people use you. This is for my kind-hearted people, my people that have a big heart and they always want to help people in need and just help your friends and family and the people that you care about, or even strangers. And it's okay to help people sometimes, especially your close family and your close friends. I mean, a real friend, a true friend. But you really have to put yourself first, though. You can't. It's a difference between helping somebody once in a while versus letting somebody use you like a doormat, just walk all over you like a doormat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a very kind-hearted person. I love helping people. It's kind of what I do for a living. I take care of people, in a way. But there has to be boundaries. Even if you could be the most kind-hearted person in the world, you gotta have some kind of boundaries. Because if you don't, people are gonna walk all over you. As long as you let people use you, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. And another thing is, people know who they could use and who they can't. Just like people know who they could bully and who they can't. Like bullies, for example, they don't just bully everybody. Is my car off? Oh, sorry, y'all. Ain't trying to run my battery or nothing. Like bullies, they know who they could bully and who they can't bully. That's why they don't bully everybody. They don't think about, like, when you was in school, the bully of the school, right? They don't bully everybody. They bully the people that they know they could walk all over, because it makes them feel big and it makes them look big. So the same thing with when people are trying to use you. They know who they can manipulate and use, and they know who they can't. So it's like, once you show somebody that, oh, okay, they're gonna look out for me, they're gonna always let me borrow money even though I don't never pay them back, or they always gonna give me a ride somewhere even though I don't never offer gas money, or this and that. If they see that they can do that, they're gonna do it as long as you let them. So I wanted to share like some signs about this. I can't get my words right. I wanted to show some signs of people using you or trying to use you. And I normally write stuff down, but I'm just going at the top of my head. I ain't wrote nothing down. So basically, you could tell when you're being used most of the time. Like, okay, I would say if somebody only contacts you when they need something, obviously they're using you. I would say even like, if somebody only is hitting you up, like the 70% of the time when they hitting you up, they want something. You need to really side eye that person, like, is this person my true friend or family, or are they just using me? Like, and people can use you for all types of things, not just money. Money is a big one, especially like, you keep letting somebody borrow money. They always say they're going to pay you back. They never do. You got to cut them off. People will use you for money, to get a ride somewhere. Men can, lots of times they use women for sex, all types of stuff. And just learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. I don't care if you are, how close we are, or if we family. If you don't ask me to borrow, if I don't let you borrow money 10 times and you claim you're always going to pay me back but you never do, why would I keep letting you borrow money? You know what I'm saying? Just don't let people take advantage of your good heart. So yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to say. Don't let anybody use you. Oh yeah, and I want to say this. I'm gonna give an example, right? So, a year back, when I was doing an agency, me and this other CNA, she's an older lady, like in her 40s, I believe. Me and her became pretty cool. You know how I said sometimes I can become cool with people, like me and a person just automatically click. I remember the first day I worked with her on the floor. Me and her just clicked. We worked really well together. She's the type of person, she go to work just to do her job, and that's what we did. We really worked well together. But anyway, me and her were cool, whatever. So she was telling me, now this lady, she started out working 12-hour shifts. She would work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Almost every day. Sometimes 7 days a week. This was an agency, right? So obviously she was making good money or whatever. And it turns out, her husband was cheating on her, right? Let me rewind back. So she got tired of doing the 7 days a week. So she was like, girl, I'm gonna have to cut it back to 5 or 6 a week. I need at least one whole day to myself, couple days to myself. I'm like, yeah, you should. You already working 12, so her check's still gonna be good. So she cut back to doing five 12-hour shifts a week. Which is still a lot because it's 12-hour shifts, but that's still better than 6, 7 12-hour shifts a week. And she was the main breadwinner of her family. So she had a husband that she had just got married to like 6 months ago at this time. She had a husband and her 15-year-old son, and they lived in an apartment complex, right? And they only had one vehicle, her car. According to her husband did not have anything when they met. He was just out on the streets. He didn't have barely any clothes. And somehow she fell in love with him, and so she let him move in with her, and she was the main provider of the family, so that's why she worked so much. So, she was paying like almost all the bills, So she gave this man a roof over his head, somewhere clean and decent to stay. Yes, pretty much everything while she working. Now y'all know if you a CNA, CNA work is hard as hell. So imagine doing that stuff 5, 6, 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. That stuff is hard. And she's doing this to provide, obviously her son, she's obligated to provide for him because that's her son, he's 15, But she's doing this for her husband too. So she's the main provider of the household. So anyways, she found out that her husband was cheating on her, y'all. He had a nerve to cheat on her. And she's literally like providing for him. I remember one time she said she got off the phone with him while she was at work, and they had gotten to a little argument, but he thought he hung up the phone and he didn't. So her husband was talking to one of the neighbors, a woman, and the woman was talking about her, like, why your wife always got an attitude, da, da, da. And her husband was basically talking shit too, like, I don't know why she always do that, she get on my nerves, da, da, da. So it was like you talking shit about your wife to your female neighbor, your wife that put a roof over your head, that provide for you when they met. Like you ain't have nothing. She working 12-hour shifts. When I tell y'all, CNA work in a nursing home is hard as hell. So to do that 5, 6, 7 days out the week, 12-hour shifts, it is tough. It is not for the weak. It's very tough. So she's doing that for her husband, right, and her son. And but anyway, so to make a long story short, she found out he was cheating on her. He was on like these online dating sites, lying to women, acting like he worked at this big job and stuff. And I just wanted to use that as an example. Like, I feel like her husband was just using her. You know what I'm saying? I haven't spoke to her in a long time, so I don't know if they still together or not. She was talking about they were going to get a divorce, but I don't know. But yeah, he was basically just using her for a place to stay. I believe he saw that she was a hard-working woman and that she was willing to do that. So there you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one example of, don't let your own husband can be using you, or your own wife can be using you for something. Don't let people use you. It's okay to say no. It's okay to put yourself first. That's definitely what I've started doing. Because once you say no, what's that song by Destiny's Child? The first time I say no is like I never said yes. And that's very true. Like, y'all go listen to that song. I don't know the name of it, but that's like a line in the song. Basically, if you kept doing something for somebody over and over again so many times, and when you finally put your foot down and be like, you know what, I'm sorry, but I can't do it this time. Like, they'll lose their mind because they feel like you obligated to do for them, and you're not. And it can even be co-workers sometimes, like giving somebody a ride, going out your way to give somebody a ride. Whereas there's nothing wrong with doing that sometimes, but I've had it in the past where when I do it a couple of times, they think that I'm supposed to just give them a ride home every single day that we work. I'm not obligated to do that. And you don't offer ass money. I'm going out my way. I live this way, and I'm going this way to give you a ride home. So like, I'm not obligated to do that. You know what I'm saying? But once I started doing it so much, it was, they gave the impression like they feel like, oh, give me a ride home. Like I'm just automatically supposed to give you a ride home. No, especially you ain't offering me no gas money, and I'm going in a different direction. No. So it's okay to put your foot down and say no. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself first, because people, there's some messed up. Try not to cuss. There's some messed up people out here in this world, and people will use you and abuse you as long as you allow them to. Just don't allow them to do it. You know? And yeah. And also, because I've watched a lot of videos about this too. Well, I've seen a lot of videos. My ladies, don't become the come up woman. And if you never heard of that, basically the come up woman is basically, you meet a man, he's starting from the bottom, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, he's in a place in his life where he barely has anything. He might be living in his mama's basement, or he might be living in the hood, barely working at McDonald's, you know, living paycheck to paycheck. There's nothing wrong with that. We all got to start somewhere. We aren't all built with a silver spoon in our mouth. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, at that time, that man needs to be focused on getting his life together. That's what he needs to be focused on. Don't become the ride or die or the come up woman, because 9 times out of 10, what happens is, if and when that man finally does make it, whether that's graduating college and he becomes a doctor, a dentist, or a lawyer, or if his rap career takes off, his YouTube takes off, once he does make it, he's going to leave you. 9 times out of 10. He's going to leave you for the woman that he really wants. The woman that he really wants, he knows he can't have her when he's in the phase of his life where he's working at McDonald's and barely has any money. He's too scared to even approach that woman, because he knows that woman wouldn't look twice his way. But he's just using you in the meantime. He's saying, okay, well, I really want this Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez looking woman, but I know I can't have her, so I'm going to settle for my lady Keisha over here. And y'all get what I'm saying? And I'm not even speaking on like my feelings. Like, this is facts. Like, we've seen it happen time and time again. Like, ask Mary J. Blige, ask Jill Scott, ask Wendy Williams. You know what I'm saying? So men will use women too. Like, that's why they say they want you to be the ride or die and do this and that. But then when they get where they want to be in life, they're gonna leave you. That's how it normally works. And I'm going by what I've seen. Like, that's just how it is, unfortunately. So don't come to come up women. Don't do that. I don't mean to offend nobody, but get with a man that at least is on your level or higher, because you just to protect yourself from being used. It is what it is, because that's how it is. I think Michael Epps, the comedian, he's even said that himself. When he got with his ex-wife, he really wasn't that attracted to her, but he was just a regular guy. That was before he become famous and blew up. But he settled for her because he knew, okay, well, I can't get the woman I really want. So I'm like, okay, she decent looking, she ain't my type, but she'll do, basically. He said it in an interview that he didn't know he was going to blow up like the way he did. He didn't know he was going to become this big famous comedian and be a multimillionaire. He didn't know. He was working on it, but he didn't know if it was going to work or not. So that's why he married his first wife. As soon as he became a multimillionaire and everybody knew who Mike Epps was, he got with the kind of woman he really wanted from the go. But he knew he more than likely couldn't get that kind of woman that he really wanted before he became rich and famous. So a man is saying, for anybody come for me in the comments, look up that interview. Michael Epps, the comedian, Mike Epps. He said that himself out of his own mouth. That's why he married his first wife. He didn't know he was going to make it. Messed up, right? But he's don't take my word for it. That's a prime example. A man saying that himself. So just don't let people use y'all. So I gotta go now, y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time.